People who are on board this JetBlue flight. They've been flying around for hours out over the coast. We look down onto the runway here, 25 left, the far south side of LAX right now. And again, it is the El Segundo side, the 110 or the 105 freeway side. All traffic has been stopped, but right now I can tell you that he is about a half a mile final. He is now crossing the 405 freeway. That is Hollywood Park that you see in the background there as he makes his way down to the 25 left side here of LAX, the south side, the El Segundo side. And again, there's 2 fire department helicopters, 1 LA County Sheriff's Department helicopter, very large, and we see fire trucks and hundreds of firemen literally lined up along this runway. We've never seen a response like this. And here he comes. He's going to cross the threshold of 10 feet above the runway right now, 10 feet above. And now you see those main landing gear touching down. And there, you can see, now he holds that nose off. You see, he holds it up as much as he can now, and we'll see what happens here. He'll hit the landing gear, and he's holding it steady right now. We'll see. There we go. And it does not snap back into place, but you can see that front wheel is not smoking right now, but the back wheel leaving a trail of smoke. Now the front wheel there, so it's grinding. He's got the air brakes on. A lot of sparks right now. Sparks flying there. And you can see it's holding up a lot of smoke and sparks now coming down. Fire trucks in trail right now, and it looks like he's going to have to take up the entire length of the runway here. But look at this right now. It does not collapse. It is staying in place. Look at that, grinding the wheels there. Amazing job right down the center of the runway there. I mean, just directly on the center line.
As we reported, passengers on a JetBlue flight from California to New York had a terrifying ride yesterday. Their plane was forced to make an emergency landing at LAX with broken landing gear. Many of the passengers actually watched the news coverage of this entire drama play out on the satellite TVs on the airplane. After circling for 3 hours to burn off fuel, the plane was successfully landed, and thankfully no one was injured. Zachary Mastoon and Christiana Lund were passengers on board that plane, and we're glad they're fine this morning. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Zachary, how did you initially find out that something was wrong?
Well, I had bought Mr. and Mrs. Smith, swiped the credit card, and then suddenly Brad Pitt's face just froze, and the pilot came on and said, well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a problem with the landing gear. Didn't fully retract. So we're in constant contact with Burbank and New York, and we're trying to figure out the best course of action. But I just figured it was one less step we'd have to take when we got to New York. Thought that we could just, well, the landing gear's already down, let's just pull in, then you don't have to let it back down.
Christiana, so at what point did people start actually watching this unfold on television, and what was that like to watch?
I think people started watching it after we had done the low flyby in Long Beach. That's when I started watching. And for me, at first it was very scary to see, oh my God, we made the news. But after a while, I felt it was kind of comforting just to know for sure we knew what was going on, and just in case the people on the plane weren't telling us everything that was going on. We had the news to follow.
So you thought it was somewhat reassuring. Zachary, what about you?
I did not. It definitely brought the whole thing to a different level of anxiety for me. I just thought it was fairly innocuous at first, and then when they said we are going to do, as she said, the flyby in Long Beach, and he's like, we're going to verify that the landing gear is in fact down. And I was like, okay, well, if they don't know that, then there's, and then when I noticed the image of our airplane on the television on a number of different networks, it was a little unsettling, I think. So I thought ignorance was bliss thousands of miles in the atmosphere,
Sure. Christiana, what was the reaction? Were people crying? Were they praying? What was going on?
Definitely people were crying. This woman in front of me was crying, and I was holding her hand and just trying to calm her down. And, people were definitely praying when we were landing out loud. And, I think it was a very emotional time for all of us. were giving each other hugs. No, people that we didn't know, and the flight attendants were giving us hugs and trying to be as reassuring as possible to everyone, just knowing that we could get through it together.
And Zachary, in advance of the landing, I know they had to move you guys all to the back of the plane for weight purposes. We've heard that the flight attendants were incredible.
The flight attendants were absolutely amazing, and Judy, if you're watching this, you are the best flight attendant I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, thanks for the hug.
Judy, no, but serious. I actually had the last seat in the plane. I was seated 26E, so it was me and this businessman who was traveling to LA to New York.
Right.
And the two of us were just sitting together and talking, and they moved a nice woman in between the two of us. But yeah, some of the luggage was stowed further back in the plane, and I felt very grateful that I was in the back of the plane instead of towards the nose, which was going to, as we were told by more than one network by the commentators, it's going to be this huge crash and scrape against the ground and fire. And so I was like, well, I'm in the back. I'll be the back of the pop wheelie.
A perfect landing by the pilot. Christiana, what was the feeling as you guys landed safely? Can you even describe it?
Not completely. It was a really smooth landing, actually, probably the smoothest I've ever had, which is amazing. I just had this rush of emotions afterwards. I just was, sobbing, and the people behind me were sobbing, and it was such a relief to know that everything was okay. I expected to see flames, and, it was so much better than we expected, and just so grateful to the pilot.
We are
did
so
an amazing
glad.
job.
We are so glad you guys are okay.